I've got a Nashville related story to share with you. This was actually sent in to us by our friend at Hiram Goldbug. Lulu, an 8-year-old border collie, will be living the good life in Nashville after inheriting $5 million in her owner's will.
I actually saw this, that a fucking dog is going to inherit $5 million.
Martha Burton, Lulu's caretaker, told the station that Lulu's owner, Bill Dorris, was a successful lawyer and businessman who wasn't married and died late last year. His will states that the money should be put into a trust for Lulu's care. It allows for Burton to be reimbursed for reasonable monthly expenses in the care of Lulu. Quote, "He just really loved that dog," said Burton, who was friends with Dorris and would take care of the dog when he traveled. She says she doesn't know if she could ever spend $5 million on Lulu, but, quote, "I'd like to try," she said with a smile. And
wouldn't we all like to try? It's funny. It's going to bring a whole new meaning to the whole, like, my neighbor's dog told me to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh yeah, no. I mean, I'm telling you, this dog will not settle unless I get a hot tub put into my private jet. It won't. This dog won't do it. I'm telling you. It's just, you can see by that sad look in its eyes that it wants me to get a hot tub.
Well, so this is me editorializing, but this is what I wrote. Now, you might be thinking, wow, as much as I love dogs, in the grand scheme of things, they're pretty cheap to take care of, especially when you consider that $5 million could do a lot for people. Who was this asshole?
Yes. Talk about shitting all over your legacy.
Well, his legacy is not that great, Carter, because Dorris owned land along Interstate 65 just outside of Nashville, where a controversial statue of Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest is located.
Uh-huh.
Are you aware of the Nashville Nathan Bedford Forrest statue?
I've heard of it, yes.
Have you seen it?
I heard it. I heard it got defaced. It got defaced when I was living there.
Yeah, in 2017, it did get defaced. Someone poured, I think, pink paint all over it.
As they should. There's no reason for it to exist.
Well, here's the thing about it. If you haven't seen it, I have to show you this picture, and I will put this up on our Twitter so people can see it. The statue is fucking hilarious. If you gave me the assignment and you were like, Rivers, make the funniest statue possible of the founder of the Ku Klux Klan, I don't think I could make anything more unintentionally hilarious than the Nathan Bedford Forrest statue.
It's like if someone did like it's like if someone did like, like the yard art where it's like made of car parts and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, it's if someone did that, but they'd put the face that the autopilot in Airplane gets when it looks like he's getting his dick sucked. It's like making that face. It's like this wide open mouth, sloppy grin.
Dude,
no eyebrows.
First of all, it kind of looks like it has its tongue out a little bit. So it's a little rock and roll, but like also
like a nutcracker. It kind of looks like a nutcracker a little bit.
That's what I was going to say. It looks like a nutcracker hit a crack pipe, a nutcrack smoker. Yeah. It's just... That's
what everyone's brain turns to as soon as you smoke crack for the first time, is you turn into that statue.
And the horse, dude, the horse it's on is even hilarious.
Let me see that horse.
It looks like...
It looks like a fucking dolphin.
It's so crazy, dude. It's like the statue has been. They put it up in like 1998, so it's not.
That's pre-defacement.
Yeah, that's pre-defacement. Like I said,
that's peak condition,
dude. Like, it's so funny. Like it's almost because like. On the one hand, yeah, it probably should be taken down. Nathan Bedford Forrest started the Klan. It's not good. It's even worse that...
But no, I see what you're saying. If it stands as like this like testament to now it stands as an indictment of racism. Like if you leave it as a effigy to be mocked, then and people get the town around it every year. Go hurl bags of shit at it. It's a cathartic experience.
This is from Gawker in 2015. They said, the statue is so hilariously stupid that we should keep it forever because it perfectly honors the Confederacy. And I'm like, I kind of half-ass agreed that the only thing that's like wild, or not the only thing that's wild, but one of the craziest things about the statue is that when they first put it up in 1998, the state cleared all of the land in front of it because it's on private land, but it's set, far enough back away from the interstate to where there would have been a row of trees there blocking it. The state of Tennessee was like, get rid of those trees. Everybody has to see this stupid thing.
Oh my God.
And so the state of Tennessee dug up all the trees so you can now see it from I-65.
You would turn it into a tourist town by having people come and hurl bags of flaming shit at the ridiculous crack addicted Nathan Bedford Forrest. But I mean, it definitely is like a sign of like, yeah, you got to move out of there as soon as you can. Soon as you can.
Yeah. Well, and it's perfect because like the little dog story is so funny because you're just like, oh, isn't that a kooky little news story? And then you just scratch the surface a little and you're like, oh, this guy's fucked up. Of course he left $5 million to a dog. He hates people.
Yeah, I've been looking at it and yes, it's ridiculous. But I'm just trying to think like, how do I marry into this dog? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Lulu, will you please marry our podcast?
I mean, like, here's the thing. Dogs like me. I'll say it. Dogs like me. So I don't know what I exude, but I've talked about it with Carly and I'm like, look, believe me, it's for us. It's for us that I go and try and seduce this dog. I'm telling you. She doesn't see it that way. And it's a damn shame because, it would change our lives to have a dog hump my leg for a second and then have the state be convinced that we should be in a partnership together.
Although Dorris denied being a racist, he called slavery a form of quote unquote social security for African Americans. So he seems great.
You fucker. Oh my God.
But the guy who made the statue, because it's just Bill Dorris's land that it's on. And by the way, it's like completely surrounded by, based on these pictures, I believe every flag of the Confederacy, like including battle flags and like Navy ensigns. Like it looks like they were just like every single Confederate flag that exists we want on a pole surrounding this horrifying crack smoking nutcracker motherfucking statue. But the guy who did the statue, his name was Jack Kershaw, and he was also an attorney, best known for representing James Earl Ray, the killer of Martin Luther King.
Wow, so he sounds like someone with a legitimate opinion on things too.
Right, and
and by that I mean he's a fucking psycho. Yeah,
he's a fucking psycho, and also notably not an artist. Even though he's the guy who did the statue.
They say art is subjective, and maybe it was. Maybe it is like a commentary meant to be an effigy to comment on the inherent absurdity of racism. But maybe that's just me projecting. Maybe that's what you want to see, and not what it is. So, but I say about all good art, though. Once you make it, you let go of it. It's not yours anymore.
Kershaw, the guy who did the statue, he at one point justified the memorial by saying, quote, "Somebody needs to say a good word for slavery." So that's that guy.
The cognitive dissonance. Like someone needs to say something good about rape. We never talk about.
Yeah. It's
what happens when you literally shut. It's like, you're right. He hated people. And he had spoken this opinion to anybody. They'd be like, "Are you fucking high?"
Yeah. Well, and what's extra bad is that now that he's dead, everybody's like, "Oh, we can take the statue down now." And then it's like, no, he actually left $5 million to his dog and also a bunch of money to like a bunch of like neo-Confederate like shithead groups that are just going to keep it there forever, which as a hilarious piece of outsider art, it's one thing, but they should at least plant some trees to cover it from the fucking interstate. If I want to go there and take pictures and make fun of it on Instagram, I think I should be able to, because now that's all I want to do.
You really can count on one hand like the amount of actual viable art as intended from that ideology. They're just not good artists. I don't think they should try anymore. I mean, it's very funny though.